and welcome to this week's Help Desk with Joe. As usual, I got with me Joe.
Here we are.
All right, so we're plugging away at these shows, helping people each week, and I know it's kind of the same. We're either saving them money. I'll take credit even. By golly. We're saving them money. You're helping them out with their technological needs, solving problems, or telling them what's new and what they need to look at to help. I'll say better their lives, or make their lives easier.
Yeah, make it a little more easier, a little more affordable.
Right. So, and this week you have a new topic. Tell me a little bit about what we're talking about this week.
This week, we're kind of going backwards. We're talking about kind of an older technology, but moving into the newer technology realm, which a lot of our younger audience don't have a clue what we're talking about.
Yeah. If you're a digital native, you may not know what VHS means.
Yes.
But that's okay. At some point, this is important because, and I know with my family it's big. When I was growing up, and I'm sure you're close to my age, the old big VHS cameras, there wasn't a jump drive or a flash drive, there wasn't a SD card. It all had to be on reeled tape.
Yeah, so, and it was 10 pounds, and it was...
We lugged it through the snow uphill 50 miles. It was huge. So switching VHS tape to the new digital formats.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about what that's involved, because I know you're using digital as kind of a broad category there. What exactly are the options?
Well, taking your old digital or VHS tape of your home movies, stuff that you filmed yourself, and converting it into a digital format. When I say digital, putting it onto DVDs, put it on the Blu-rays, making it in a digital format where you can upload it, you can watch it on your computer, upload it to YouTube, creating it some online, backup online storage, just anything, any storage format that you want. Right.
So digital has a pretty broad range of capabilities for what you can do.
Right.
And I know, that's important because people will have their family videos, birthdays, vacations, holidays, you name it.
Right.
On VHS, and they're just sitting there. And I don't even know if you can buy a VHS player anymore.
They are hard to find.
Yeah, I mean, when my old TV broke, the last time I checked, they didn't even make the big TVs anymore. You have to get a flat screen.
Right.
So I'm assuming it's the same way with VHS, VCRs, I guess you call them. So, okay, so when a person's looking at that, what do they need to know? I mean, if they come to you and they say, I got a whole box of these tapes, what do I need to know?
Well, here's some tips that you need to look for. A lot of people don't know this, but every time you watch the VHS tape, that's wear and tear on the tape itself because it actually rubs against the tape heads too. So that wears the tape down. And due to the climate change, humidity changes in your home, that actually does wear and tear on the tape as well. So it actually sits there and breaks down over time just sitting there on the shelf.
So it's starting to, it's been deteriorating over time, and it's going to get worse.
Right.
So save it while you can.
Right.
Okay?
So
don't delay. Be quick.
Right. And then once you bring it to us, just let us know what kind of format you want. If you want it on DVD, or if you just want to throw it on an external hard drive, however you want, we can take care of it.
Right, so it doesn't even have to be burnt to a DVD player, because it's hard to tell what'll be next. 10 years down the road, maybe on a hard drive would be a better option. And you can get those fairly reasonable.
Right.
Just even getting the small ones.
Right, and what's funny is you have that whole big shelf of VHS tapes and then take it down to just one external hard drive.
Yeah, so you can consolidate some space as well.
Right.
And protect those memories that you need to protect.
Right.
Okay, so person walks up to you and they say, I have 10 VHS tapes of my wedding, birthday, childbirth, whatever it may be. What do you tell them?
Well, I tell them, right now is the hardest part of the conversion, taking it actually from analog to digital, because I can't just throw in the tape and hit fast forward and be done with it.
Right.
I have to actually hit play and let it play through the whole process. So if the tape is 2 hours long, there's 2 hours of time involved.
Right, that you'll have to sit there and monitor it as it tapes through.
Right.
So they need to be conscientious of what they bring to you. They can't bring you 30 VHS tapes that are 2 hours long and say, have it by tomorrow.
Right.
Because that's 60 hours of just running right there.
Right.
Okay, that's a long time, 60 hours, and then I'm assuming you have a day job and won't be able to do it all at once. Okay, so be aware of the time constraints that it takes to convert this, because it is a pretty tedious process.
Right. Now, once we get to digital, the cakewalk. It's a cakewalk after that.
And after that, it's just a matter of turning in the format they want and putting it out the door. Okay. Any other tips that anyone would need to know? And I know you've covered a little bit of the downsides if they wait.
Right.
At what point, will the VCR be unable to be converted? Will that hit pretty soon, or are we looking like the next 5 years? Will you still be able to work with it?
Well, it depends on how new the tape is. If you're talking a tape that you filmed from back in the 80s, you may want to get that started.
Yeah.
And I'd say if you're wanting to do it now. Don't hesitate.
Yeah, because I think that technology is going to keep going farther and farther away.
Right.
And from what we talked about earlier, I know I had you do a couple tapes for me. Getting the equipment that'll still play it with the correct cables to transfer it is a huge headache.
Right.
So, and you've got those capabilities now, but who knows, in 5 years, some of that might be outdated. You might not be able to get the correct cords and connections.
Right.
So, okay, so don't delay. I think that's the most important thing to walk away from here. And every time you watch them, they're just going to get worse. So don't mess around and tear them up.
Now
especially important ones.
One other thing to point out is the tapes we do are always your home movies, stuff that you've made. Now, if you've got a collection of the old Disney VHS tapes, we cannot do those because they're copyrighted material, and you have to, purchase those through Disney or, online or whatever.
I got some really old movies I like. Vision Quest, Breakfast Club. They're on VHS, so I'm stuck.
I'd get a DVD or Netflix or something like that.
Just got to update, huh?
Yep.
Change with the times. I understand. All right. Any other tips that these folks that have these memories that they want preserved? What else they need to know?
I think that's pretty well covers it.
Okay.
Just how many tapes you have, and we charge by the tape. The more tapes you have, the cheaper it gets over time. So.
All right. So a little bit of a volume discount.
Right.
Okay. Yep. And again, know that it's a time-consuming process.
Right.
But an important one, and that's what I like about this show. You're bringing forth stuff that people may not be aware of. I mean, thinking of myself, I know my wedding's on VHS, and some of the most important dates I've had in my life are on VHS. And been sitting on a shelf for 15 years now, and how long until we lose it, it goes bad, or we no longer can transfer it over, it won't play anymore.
I went to my parents' house Sunday, and there's a stack of VHS tapes that, have been there for years. And it's hard to tell what's on there. Yeah. And it's because they don't use the VCR anymore, so it just sits there.
And then that's a good point. You also brought up last time, too, like the little high 8 tapes. Mm-hmm. You can do those as well.
Right.
Bring the whole camera and everything, and just you'll work out with the cords and take care of it.
Right.
So now that's what you did for me.
With the high 8s, those are what they start with, the digital tapes.
Right.
So the lifespan on those are a little longer because the technology got a little better, but still, if it's on some kind of tape format, get it to digital.
Yeah, and I was worried because our camera batteries, I don't even think they sell our camera anymore, much less the battery. So once it goes bad, then I'm really stuck.
Right.
Then I don't have any way to play it so you can transfer it. So.
Right.
All right, good deal. How do they get a hold of you?
You can give us a call. Our offices at 304-927-3588, or check out our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com for all of our pricing and information.
Or do like I do, friend you on Facebook, see those daily specials that pop up, and just wish I had more money so I could buy more neat stuff.
I do too, Dave. I wish you had all kinds of money.
I'm sure. So, friend them on Facebook, A&M Digital Technologies, Joe and Cena McDonald. Get those daily specials. Contact them. Remember to shop local. You guys are Spencer natives, and doing business here, helping out our community, doing this show, helping people out, and you're producing all our shows, iPod, podcasts,
the YouTube stuff.
I'll let you go through it. I always mess it up.
Yeah. We have the podcast, we have the YouTube channel with all the Patch shows, and then we have Penny's Reading Nook, we have this show, we have 5 Minutes Outside with Kel, 5 Minutes Outside with JD, the Patch Newscast, the Thai food stuff. The list keeps growing.
I know. As school coming back, getting school rolling again, we'll have our shows up and running again, and add a couple of shows this year. So we're looking at expanding and improving what we're doing.
Plus, we had the summer program that we had the kids coming in over the summer, which was a big hit.
Oh, yeah. So you'll see more of that. This we'll keep getting upgraded as we go, and a big thanks to Joe and Cena McDonald behind the scenes. And we'll continue. So next week, we'll have some more tips. If the readers have anything they want answered,
hit us up on Facebook, shoot us an email, call our offices, hit us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is at AM Digital Tech. Search A&M Digital Technologies on Facebook. Emails. Stop by and holler, give us a shout, just whatever you need to do to get a hold of us. And if we like your idea, we'll give you something free.
Yep. If Joe answers your question on this show, you get free stuff. And I've seen you give away $50, $60, and $80 worth of stuff for people submitting good questions. So awesome. All right. Well, thanks for helping out our community, helping out our programs. And that's this week's show, Help Desk with Joe. And for me and Joe, we're out. We'll see you next Tuesday.
See ya.